Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract success like a magnet, while others struggle to get ahead? It's not just luck or hard work. There's a secret that successful people know, and it's simpler than you might think. Louise Hay, a pioneer in the self-help world, discovered a powerful daily practice that can literally rewire your brain for success. But here's the twist. It's not about changing your actions, it's about changing your thoughts. Imagine waking up every morning with a surge of confidence, knowing that today will be amazing. Picture yourself tackling challenges with ease, attracting opportunities left and right. That's the kind of life Louise Hay's daily practice can create for you. It sounds too good to be true, right? But countless people have used this method to transform their lives, and you can too. Now, you might be thinking, I've tried positive thinking before, and it didn't work. But this is different. Louise Hay's method isn't just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about rewiring your subconscious mind, the part of you that runs on autopilot and shapes your reality without you even realizing it. And the best part? You don't need any special skills or equipment. You just need yourself and a few minutes each day. Here's the thing. If you don't do this daily practice, you're leaving your success up to chance. You're letting your old negative thought patterns run the show. And let's face it, those patterns probably haven't gotten you where you want to be. Every day you don't do this practice is another day your subconscious mind reinforces those old beliefs that hold you back. But if you make this a habit, if you commit to doing this practice every single day, you're setting yourself up for amazing things. You're training your mind to spot opportunities, to believe in your abilities, and to attract the success you deserve. It's like planting seeds in a garden. At first, you might not see any results. But if you keep watering those seeds day after day, eventually you'll have a flourishing garden of success. Now, I know what you're thinking. I'm too busy. I don't have time for another daily practice. But that's the beauty of Louise Hay's method. It doesn't take hours. You can do it in just a few minutes each day. And those few minutes can change everything. Isn't your success worth a few minutes of your time? Before we dive into the practice itself, let's talk about the woman behind it. Louise Hay wasn't always a self-help guru. In fact, her early life was filled with challenges that would have broken many people. Born in 1926, Louise experienced abuse as a child, dropped out of high school, and became a single mother living in poverty. But instead of letting these experiences defeat her, Louise used them as fuel for her personal growth. Louise's life took a dramatic turn when she discovered the power of positive thinking and affirmations. She began studying different spiritual and metaphysical works, and eventually developed her own philosophy of self-love and healing. In 1976, at the age of 50, Louise was diagnosed with cancer. Instead of giving in to fear, she used her own methods of positive affirmations, visualization, nutrition, and alternative therapies to heal herself. This experience led Louise to write her first book, Heal Your Body, which was published in 1976. But it was her 1984 book, You Can Heal Your Life, that catapulted her to international fame. This book has sold over 50 million copies worldwide and has been translated into more than 30 languages. Louise's work pioneered the connection between the mind and body, suggesting that our thoughts and beliefs can have a profound impact on our physical health and overall well-being. Louise went on to found Hay House, one of the largest self-help publishing companies in the world. Through her books, lectures, and workshops, she helped millions of people transform their lives. Even after her passing in 2017 at the age of 90, Louise's teachings continue to inspire and empower people around the globe. You might be wondering, why should I listen to teachings from someone who's no longer with us? The truth is, Louise Hay's insights are more relevant now than ever. In our fast-paced, stress-filled world, we often forget the power of our own thoughts. We're bombarded with negative news, social media comparisons, and constant pressure to do more and be more. Louise's teachings remind us that we have the power to choose our thoughts and shape our reality. Louise's core message of self-love and self-acceptance is timeless. No matter what changes in the world around us, the relationship we have with ourselves remains the foundation of our happiness and success. By teaching us how to cultivate self-love and positive self-talk, Louise provides tools that are always relevant, always powerful. When Louise first started talking about the power of positive thinking and the mind-body connection, many people were skeptical. But in recent years, scientific research has begun to confirm many of her ideas. Studies in neuroscience and psychology have shown that our thoughts can indeed impact our physical health, our stress levels, and even our success in life. This scientific validation makes Louise's teachings even more compelling for modern audiences. One of the reasons Louise's work remains so popular is its practicality. Unlike some spiritual teachings that can feel abstract or disconnected from daily life, Louise's methods are concrete and actionable. Her daily practice, which we'll dive into soon, is something anyone can do, regardless of their background or beliefs. It doesn't require any special knowledge or skills, just a willingness to work on yourself. In a world where we're often looking for complex solutions to our problems, Louise's teachings stand out for their simplicity. She believed that simple affirmations, repeated consistently, could change our lives. This simplicity makes her methods accessible to everyone, from busy professionals to stay-at-home parents to students. You don't need to radically change your life or spend hours meditating. You just need to change your thoughts, one affirmation at a time. Louise's work provides a solid foundation for many other self-help and personal development techniques. Whether you're interested in the law of attraction, mindfulness, or cognitive behavioral therapy, understanding Louise's teachings on the power of thoughts can enhance your practice. Her work is like a master key that can unlock the potential of many other personal growth strategies. At the heart of Louise Hay's teachings is the law of attraction. You've probably heard of it before, but let's break it down in simple terms. The law of attraction is like a universal magnet. It says that the thoughts and energy you put out into the world come back to you. In other words, what you focus on grows. Think of it this way. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that same car everywhere? The cars were always there, but now your mind is tuned to notice them. The law of attraction works similarly. When you focus on positive things, you start noticing more positive things in your life. When you focus on lack and negativity, that's what you tend to see more of. The law of attraction isn't magic. It's about training your mind to spot opportunities and possibilities. When you believe good things can happen to you, you're more likely to take actions that lead to good results. You're also more likely to notice and appreciate the good things that are already in your life. For example, if you believe you're lucky, you might enter more contests or take more chances. As a result, you might win more often. If you believe you're unlucky, you might not even try. See how your beliefs can create your reality. Louise Hay took the law of attraction and made it practical. She understood that our thoughts create our reality, but she also knew that most of us don't control our thoughts very well. That's where her daily practice comes in. By using affirmations and other techniques, Louise taught people how to consciously choose their thoughts. This is like taking control of the magnet in your life, deciding what you want to attract. Louise believed that the law of attraction wasn't just about getting stuff. It was about creating a life you love, filled with joy, health, and purpose. She taught that by changing your thoughts, you could change your life from the inside out. Understanding the law of attraction is crucial for Louise Hay's daily practice because it explains why the practice works. When you know that your thoughts have power, you're more likely to take them seriously. You start to pay attention to what you're thinking and feeling throughout the day. This awareness is the first step to making positive changes in your life. Now that we understand the basics of the law of attraction, let's dive into Louise Hay's daily practice. This is the heart of her teachings, the method she used to transform her own life and help millions of others do the same. Remember, this practice isn't complicated, but it does require consistency. Louise believed that how you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Her daily practice begins as soon as you wake up. Before you even get out of bed, Louise recommended taking a few deep breaths and saying to yourself, "This is going to be a wonderful day." It might feel silly at first, but starting your day with positivity can make a big difference. The main part of Louise's daily practice involves using affirmations. An affirmation is a positive statement that you repeat to yourself. It's like planting a seed in your mind. The more you water it with repetition, the stronger it grows. Louise recommended saying your affirmations out loud while looking in the mirror. This is called mirror work, and we'll talk more about it later. For now, know that speaking your affirmations aloud and making eye contact with yourself makes them more powerful. Here are some examples of affirmations Louise often used. I love and approve of myself. I am willing to change and grow. Every day in every way, I am getting better and better. I am safe and all is well in my world. While these general affirmations are great, Louise also encouraged people to create affirmations specific to their goals and challenges. If you're struggling with money, you might use an affirmation like, I am open and receptive to all the wealth life offers me. If you're dealing with health issues, you could say, my body is always working towards optimal health. The key is to phrase your affirmations in the present tense, as if what you want is already true. Instead of saying, I will be confident, say, I am confident. This helps your mind start to believe and act as if it's already true. Another important part of Louise's daily practice is gratitude. She taught that being thankful for what you already have opens the door for more good to come into your life. Each day, take a moment to think of 3 things you're grateful for. They can be big things like your health or your family, or small things like a good cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. Louise also incorporated visualization into her daily practice. This means taking a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine your ideal life. See yourself living in your dream home, doing work you love, or being in perfect health. The more details you can imagine, the better. Visualization helps your subconscious mind align with your goals. Louise emphasized that doing this practice once in a while isn't enough. It needs to be a daily habit. Just like you brush your teeth every day to keep them healthy, you need to practice positive thinking every day to keep your mind healthy. It might feel awkward or silly at first, but stick with it. The results will come with time and consistency. Now that we've outlined Louise Hay's daily practice, let's dig deeper into affirmations. They're the cornerstone of her method, and understanding how they work can help you use them more effectively. At their simplest, affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself. But they're more than just nice words. Affirmations are tools for reprogramming your mind. Think of your mind like a computer. The thoughts you think over and over are like the software that runs your life. Affirmations are a way to install new, more positive software in your mind. When you first start using affirmations, they might not feel true. That's okay. The point isn't to convince yourself of something false, but to open your mind to new possibilities. When you say, "I am confident," even if you don't feel confident at that moment, you're giving your mind a new thought to consider. You're creating a new pathway in your brain. Over time, as you repeat your affirmations, these new pathways get stronger. Your mind starts to look for evidence that supports your affirmations. You might notice times when you do feel confident, whereas before, you might have overlooked them. This is how affirmations start to change your reality. Louise had many affirmations that she used regularly and recommended to others. Here are a few more examples. Life loves me. I am willing to release the pattern in my consciousness that created this condition. I choose to make positive changes in my life. I listen with love to my body's messages. My income is constantly increasing. Notice how these affirmations are simple, positive, and in the present tense. They focus on what you want, not what you don't want. While using pre-written affirmations can be helpful, Louise encouraged people to create their own. To do this, think about areas in your life where you struggle or have negative thoughts. Then, create positive statements that counter these negative beliefs. For example, if you often think, "I'm not good enough," your affirmation might be, "I am worthy and deserving of love and respect." If you worry about money, you might use, "I am a money magnet. Prosperity flows to me easily." When Louise talked about brainwashing yourself for success, she didn't mean it in a negative way. She meant deliberately choosing the thoughts you want to think, rather than letting your mind run on autopilot with old negative patterns. By repeating affirmations daily, you're essentially washing your brain of negative thoughts and replacing them with positive ones. It's like cleaning a dirty window. At first, you might only see a small improvement, but if you keep at it, eventually the window becomes crystal clear, allowing you to see the world in a whole new way. This brainwashing effect is cumulative. The more you practice, the more powerful it becomes. Over time, you might find that positive thoughts come to you naturally, without effort. That's when you know the affirmations are really working. One of the most powerful and unique aspects of Louise Hay's daily practice is mirror work. This might sound strange at first, but stick with me. It's a game changer. Mirror work involves looking at yourself in the mirror while saying your affirmations. It's simple, but it can be surprisingly challenging and incredibly effective. Mirror work is exactly what it sounds like. You stand in front of a mirror, look into your own eyes, and talk to yourself. But this isn't about checking your hair or fixing your makeup. It's about connecting with yourself on a deeper level. When you do your affirmations in the mirror, you're not just saying words, you're saying them to yourself with intention and feeling. Looking at yourself in the mirror while saying positive affirmations can feel uncomfortable at first. Many of us aren't used to looking ourselves in the eye, let alone saying nice things to ourselves. But that's exactly why it's so powerful. It forces you to confront yourself, to really see yourself, and to practice self-love and acceptance. Louise believed that the way we talk to ourselves in the mirror reflects how we talk to ourselves in our heads all day long. By practicing positive self-talk in the mirror, we're training ourselves to be kinder and more supportive in our thoughts throughout the day. Find a private space with a mirror. Take a deep breath and look into your own eyes. Say your affirmations out loud while maintaining eye contact with yourself. If negative thoughts or emotions come up, acknowledge them without judgment, then return to your affirmations. End your session by saying, "I love you" to yourself. It might feel awkward or even silly at first, but keep at it. Many people report feeling emotional during mirror work. That's normal and can be a sign that you're releasing old negative beliefs. Louise often recommended a specific mirror exercise. Each morning, look in the mirror and say, "Your name, I love you. I really, really love you." Say it with feeling and keep repeating it for a few minutes. If negative thoughts come up, that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to the affirmation. Louise discovered the power of mirror work through her own healing journey. She found that many of us have a hard time accepting compliments or believing good things about ourselves. Mirror work helps break down those barriers. When you can look yourself in the eye and say positive things, it becomes easier to believe them and to accept positivity from others. Now that we've covered the main components of Louise Hay's daily practice, affirmations, gratitude, visualization, and mirror work, let's talk about why consistency is so crucial. This isn't a quick fix or a one-time thing. It's a practice, and like any practice, it gets more powerful over time. Louise often said, "It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed." But changing your thoughts isn't a one-and-done deal. Our minds are creatures of habit. We've spent years, maybe decades, thinking certain thoughts and believing certain things about ourselves and the world. Changing those patterns takes time and repetition. Think of it like learning a new language. You wouldn't expect to become fluent after one lesson, right? You need to practice every day, little by little. It's the same with changing your thoughts. Each time you do your daily practice, you're strengthening those new, positive neural pathways in your brain. The key to consistency is making your practice a habit. Here are some tips to help you do that. Choose a specific time. Do your practice at the same time each day. Many people find first thing in the morning or just before bed works well. Start small. Begin with just a few minutes a day. It's better to do a short practice consistently than to try for a long session and give up. Link it to an existing habit. Do your practice right after brushing your teeth or while waiting for your coffee to brew. Make it enjoyable. Play soft music, light a candle, or do whatever makes the experience pleasant for you. Be patient with yourself. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just start again the next day. You might face some challenges as you try to make this a daily habit. Here are some common ones and how to overcome them. I don't have time. Remember, even a few minutes can make a difference. Can you wake up 5 minutes earlier? Can you use your lunch break? I feel silly. It's normal to feel this way at first. Remind yourself that many successful people use these techniques. With time, it will feel more natural. It's not working. Change takes time. Trust the process and keep going. Often, others will notice changes in you before you do. I keep forgetting. Set reminders on your phone or leave notes for yourself where you'll see them. When you practice consistently, you're literally rewiring your brain. You're training yourself to think more positively, to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. This shift in focus can lead to increased confidence. As you practice self-love and positive self-talk, your confidence naturally grows. Better decision-making. When you're in a positive mindset, you're more likely to see opportunities and make choices that align with your goals. Improved relationships. As you learn to love and accept yourself, you become better at loving and accepting others. Reduced stress. Positive thinking can help you handle stress more effectively. Greater resilience. When challenges come up, you'll be better equipped to face them with a positive attitude. The proof of Louise Hay's methods is in the countless lives they've transformed. Let's look at some real-life examples of people who have used her daily practice to create amazing changes in their lives. Sarah, a 35-year-old teacher, had struggled with anxiety for years. She tried medication and therapy, but still found herself overwhelmed by worry and fear. After learning about Louise Hay's methods, she decided to give them a try. At first, Sarah felt silly standing in front of the mirror saying, "I am calm and at peace." But she stuck with it, doing her affirmations and mirror work every morning. After a few weeks, she noticed she was handling stressful situations at work better. After a few months, her friends commented on how much calmer she seemed. Now, 2 years later, Sarah says her anxiety is manageable and she feels more in control of her life. "I still have anxious moments," she says, "but now I have tools to deal with them. Louise Hay's methods changed my life." John, a 45-year-old small business owner, was on the brink of bankruptcy. He'd always struggled with money and had a deeply ingrained belief that he would never be financially successful. A friend gave him Louise Hay's book, and he decided to give her methods a shot. John started using affirmations like, "I am a money magnet, and prosperity flows to me easily." He also did mirror work, telling his reflection, "You are worthy of abundance." At first, he didn't believe the words he was saying, but he kept at it, day after day. Slowly, John's attitude towards money began to change. He started noticing opportunities he'd overlooked before. He made some changes in his business, and things began to turn around. Within a year, his business was profitable again. "I'm not a millionaire," John says, "but I'm financially stable and growing. More importantly, I no longer fear money. I know I can create the abundance I need." Maria, a 50-year-old divorced mother of 2, had a strained relationship with her ex-husband and was struggling to co-parent effectively. She often found herself angry and resentful, which was affecting her children. After discovering Louise Hay's work, Maria began using affirmations focused on forgiveness and peace. She would look in the mirror and say, "I release all resentment. I am at peace with myself and others." She also practiced gratitude, focusing on the positive aspects of her life and her ex-husband's role in their children's lives. Over time, Maria noticed she was less reactive when dealing with her ex-husband. She was able to communicate more calmly and focus on what was best for the children. Her kids noticed the change and thanked her for making things easier. "I never thought I'd have a friendly relationship with my ex," Maria says. "But Louise Hay's methods helped me find peace and create a better situation for everyone." These stories show the power of Louise Hay's daily practice. Whether it's overcoming anxiety, improving finances, or healing relationships, consistent use of these techniques can lead to real, lasting change. Remember, these people didn't see instant results. They committed to the practice and stuck with it, even when they didn't see immediate changes. Their success came from their consistency and belief in the process. Louise Hay's daily practice of positive affirmations, mirror work, gratitude, and visualization is a powerful tool for personal transformation. By consistently applying these techniques, you can reshape your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately your life. Remember, this isn't about forcing positivity or denying real challenges. It's about training your mind to focus on possibilities rather than limitations. It's about cultivating self-love and acceptance, which then ripples out to every area of your life. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity. You don't need any special equipment or skills. All you need is yourself, a mirror, and a commitment to show up for yourself every day. It might feel awkward or challenging at first, but stick with it. The changes may be subtle at first, but over time, they can be truly life-changing. As Louise Hay often said, "You have the power to heal your life." Her daily practice is a practical, accessible way to tap into that power. So why not give it a try? Start small, be consistent, and be patient with yourself. You might be surprised at the positive changes you begin to see in your life. Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Your journey to a more positive, fulfilling life can start today, right now, with a simple affirmation. "I am willing to change and grow." Say it to yourself in the mirror and take the first step towards becoming the best version of yourself.